Great day, everyone, and thanks for tuning in to the Strategic Possibilities Show, where we discuss success and growth to help you launch potential in your personal and professional life. My name is Emmett Ferguson, and I am your host. Today we're going to be talking about how to eliminate self-created obstacles that slow you down. Here is a simple idea to help you become more focused, action-oriented, and more likely to achieve your goals. There's an obstacle that some of us tend to create for ourselves without even recognizing it. You don't always recognize it, and it is so simple, yet so difficult to understand at the same time for some people. We might be unconsciously limiting ourselves time and time again, and this self-created obstacle can cause us to lose focus on what is important, become distracted, and even cause us to bring about the things we wish to avoid. Chances are you've heard about this idea before, and I'm going to share it again with you along with some methods to help you so you can change the way you think and make it more effective. It's one thing to hear why something is affecting us, but it is another to know how to shift your mindset. And you can listen ahead or read the description. But the reason why I haven't gotten to it yet is because at this point, I don't want you to miss something incredibly important. Because it isn't the idea that is going to change your life or the way you go about your day. It's your own personal belief. And in order for some people to believe things, they must understand it in greater depth. The idea I am about to share is a concept you have probably heard about over and over again on television, from personal development experts in books and articles and more. Yet you still might have chosen to ignore the concept. And you still might unless something compels you to recognize the importance of that particular concept. I won't keep trying to sell you on the idea anymore. There are plenty of books such as The Secret and Joe Vitale's work on the law of attraction that do a magnificent job of helping you understand the value of the idea I am about to share with you. Are you ready for the idea that could possibly, positively affect your life? It's simple, and it is this. Focus your energies on things you want in your life. And you could expand that to say, focus your energy on the things you want in your life, not on the things you do not want. And it is so simple, yet it can be so difficult to implement because we tend to focus on what we do not want as a reflex. If we live in a densely populated area, we might say things like, I don't want to get stuck in traffic, or I hope I don't see a rat today, or I do not want to deal with a rude barista, driver, customer service representative today. And if we're building a business, we might say, I do not want to hear about that idea anymore. I do not want to work with that person anymore. Or I do not want the economy to make a drastic shift over the next 3 quarters. At least not a shift downward. And it becomes so easy to try and avoid the things that we do not want, that we get distracted from going for the things we do want. Which brings us back to the question of, are you the type of person who works harder to avoid pain than to gain pleasure? Or phrased another way, are you a person who puts more effort to avoiding losing, or are you a person who puts more effort into winning? And that is a magical formula to get what it is you want in your life. By now, you might have a few objections to this idea. You know, when you first hear this concept of focusing on what you want, you could have negative thoughts such as, not another person who's going to tell me that things will start happening as soon as I start visualizing the things I want, or I want money, but money is not falling into anyone's lap just by thinking about it. And these are the same people saying that I have to give something of value to get something of value in return. So, haha, the logic on this concept is wrong. Or, I want to meet the man or woman of my dreams who's way out of my league and they would never date me. Or, not working with a person is what I want. How do you explain that they are still around? Or in business, I forecast some business obstacles and I do not want them to happen, so should I just not think about them? These are ineffective ways of thinking about this concept, and here's why. It's been known for quite a while that the human brain is not effective in multitasking. In fact, science has shown that true multitasking is impossible, and attempts to do so can cause unnecessary stress. Limiting the number of tasks a person must accomplish in the workplace is a very important concept in business as well, because experts know how ineffective multitasking is compared to having groups or individuals focusing on specific activities. This brain science is also true for trying to think about what we want and what we do not want at the same time. Getting what we want and avoiding what we do not want are two different and opposing actions. So what do you want to focus your energy on? Here's a question. When you walk around bare feet on a hot summer day at the beach, do you focus on not wanting to burn your feet, or you think, ouch, 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 I should have brought my shoes over, I want to get somewhere so my feet feel better? Or have you ever not wanted something so bad that it eventually came to you despite all the focused effort to avoid it? Meeting with a boss, a rival, getting a promotion or a client over you, or dropping your phone on the floor and cracking the screen? Put your efforts and energies into the right activities. Another reason why thinking of what we do not want is ineffective is that by focusing on what we do not want, we are therefore focusing on what we do not want. Simply saying not does not automatically eliminate it from physical possibility or your mind. In fact, it does very little and actually puts the idea into your mind. For example, if I say, do not think of a red Jell-O-filled Olympic-sized pool, what do you think of? Or if you think, I cannot accomplish this task or goal, what are you thinking about? Chances are you thinking about all the reasons why you cannot do a specific task or achieve a specific goal. And that is contradictory to the empowering reason that will help you actually go accomplish what it is you want. On top of that, when you start to think of things you do not want, you might start to recognize all the causes of that thing you do not want in your life and become very distracted by all of that. So at this point, you may recognize the ineffectiveness of focusing on what you do not want. And once you start focusing on things you want, your focus and energies will work toward that direction, and you will start recognizing those things that are bringing your wants into your life as opposed to the things that sap your energy. Here's your solution, and it is very simple. Start focusing your energies towards what you want. And here's a bonus step you can take. Read the book or watch the movie The Secret for more in-depth stories about the idea in this podcast. So to get started, let's address a few points. So first, you must recognize exactly what it is you want to start taking action toward it. Focusing on what you want does not mean sitting around and waiting for it to come to you. It means focusing your energy, which means actions towards attaining what you want. Shifting your mindset, as we did in this podcast, is only the very first step. And the second point, someone who does not take this idea very seriously might think, well, I want $100 million in my bank tomorrow afternoon, or I want new leadership in my company, country, or organization. And then they'll wake up tomorrow, a month from now, or even a couple of years from now, and notice that what they wanted so badly has not happened. And the simple answer to that is, if you wanted it that bad, what actions did you take to get it? Did you come up with a viable business plan that could help a company grow by $10 billion? Or did you vote and work as a volunteer on a political campaign? So again, focus means applying your energies and activities toward a specific want, not just sitting and meditating on the idea indefinitely. Although, I'm a big supporter that meditation would be very helpful. It's just once that meditation has helped to clear your mind and to help you focus, you want to take it to the next level. Third, thinking about and working towards the things we do want does not automatically eliminate obstacles from our lives. Even if you are the type of person who chooses to focus more energy toward avoiding loss than winning, there is still a solution. As soon as you start thinking about every obstacle that could come up or every negative scenario, you could slow down your progress. Because of your desire to avoid it, it might completely overwhelm your actions and desires to win. So how can you work toward achieving your fullest potential while avoiding obstacles? Here's my take in 2 ways. Start going after what you want and work on the obstacles as they come. That means just going straight after it, and when those obstacles hit, worry about them. And then focus on fixing them. Focus on wanting to fix them so that your business or your project can become greater and exponentially better, as opposed to getting to the obstacle and thinking, I don't want it, so I'm just going to stop. Don't think that. And this next way is very relevant to business, where there may be other stakeholders as well. So another way is to think about what you want and then plan contingencies for challenges that could arise and continue working towards what it is that you desire. Right now, me about 5, maybe 10 years ago, my skeptical self would have raised the point. Wait, stop right there. You just told me to focus on what I want, not what I don't want, but now you're telling me to plan for what I don't want. I'm done. I'm through. You just contradicted yourself. And call me crazy for arguing with myself, but I was very, very against certain ideas. And, when I finally opened myself to ideas that, like the one that I'm sharing with you today, a lot has changed. So what I did say was plan contingency for challenges that could arise and continue working towards what you desire. Understand that there's a major difference between thinking, I do not want this bad thing to happen, yet I also want to do this other good thing, versus I want this good thing to happen, and I also know this challenge could come up, so here's a brief plan A and plan B that I can have ready so that I can make this good thing happen. And I would even go as far as to say, work your butt off so that you do reach that inevitable obstacle, because those obstacles could become great lessons that you can then use to help others. And now you have one magnificent method to help you focus your actions effectively toward what you want to achieve. Thank you so much for listening. I wish you the very, very best, and have a great day. Feel free to leave comments, like, and share this podcast and the article, and reach out. Have a wonderful day, wonderful evening, or wonderful afternoon.